So, about an hour ago, I finally finished watching Bocchi the Rock, and I have to say, a fantastic series. To me at least. The last two episodes left me filled with anxiety as it was building up to their final performance, and it was too tense for me. My nerves were getting fried for Hitori. But the Kesoku band having a successful concert was good for the sake of my nerves. I was nearly nerve shot when her guitar string peg got broke, and that nervousness and anxiety I relate to way too much showed up within her and had me worried like crazy. Anyways, my thoughts on Bocchi the Rock? Overall, if I were to give it a score, 9 out of 10. I'm almost certain that the scoring is biased, but god damn it, Hitori was like me for real. While I haven't watched a crazy amount of anime, this one is high on the list for me in terms of favorites. Maybe top 5 for me, maybe. It ain't number 1 though. I don't think anything is going to replace Mob Psycho 100 for my favorite anime of all time. But Bocchi the Rock is up there for me personally. I just relate to Hitori so much. While on anime, I now have to decide what to watch next in terms of anime. Originally, I was going to watch Oshinoko, but then I heard Goblin Slayer Season 2 is coming out in less than 2 days, so I'm going to probably watch that if I'm being honest. I liked watching the first Goblin Slayer. Disturbing imagery aside, it was good. Looking back on it and giving it a rating now, 7.5 or 8. While I don't exactly have the clearest memory of the first season, I remember getting at least a decent amount of enjoyment from said anime. I guess I could watch both, since one is completely out and the other will be coming out on a weekly basis, I'm guessing. I'll figure it out. Assuming I do that, I'll probably watch Beastars after finishing Oshinoko, and after that, I'll do more searching on anime that I want to watch. I think I made a document on the anime I needed to watch, so I'll go see if I can find that and get ideas. Also, at last, Ahsoka has finally concluded. My thoughts on episode 8 was... it was meh. My thoughts on the overall series? 7.5. It was better than decent, but I'm hesitant to say it was good. I think my two biggest problems for me was Sabine and the lack of a particular character. Let's talk Sabine first. Her having the Force is something I'm actually totally fine with, which I know the others are definitely not. I understand that. My problem is how quickly she seemingly was able to get a handle on the Force in the last episode in particular. Like, if the only use of the Force for Sabine was having her pull the lightsaber, I would have been totally satisfied with that. I'm really like, yes, she has gotten at least a decent grasp. That she is at a similar point to Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back. She got a decent understanding of the Force, but precision and control she would lack. But the fact she was able to force push Ezra, which Ezra doubted himself that he could make with his force-assisted jump, such a significant gap, is to me a bit far-fetched. Her abilities with a lightsaber? I don't mind honestly. Anyone can learn how to wield a lightsaber on a rudimentary level theoretically. Wielding it like a Jedi? Different story. To me, I thought her use of a lightsaber was rudimentary for the most part, except her deflecting blaster bolts. Not to say that last bit is advanced or anything, but we are told repeatedly that Sabine is not strong in the Force. Quite the opposite. Hu Yang said she's the worst possible candidate for Jedi training. Luke was able to deflect blaster bolts because 1. He inherited the same potential from Anakin, the Jedi's prophesied chosen one, and 2. He was going against a training remote, not several stormtroopers, night troopers, whatever you want to call them. Going against training remotes versus armed combatants is very different, as illustrated in Tales of a Jedi episode 5 I think. Practice makes perfect. Where Ahsoka goes up against training remotes, passes the test, easy. Against the clone troopers, she lasts for a bit and is ultimately overwhelmed. So, first main point, I have issues with how quickly Sabine is becoming an adept with the Force. My second main point, I've already mentioned his name. It's Luke Skywalker. Or rather, where is Luke Skywalker? You're telling me Ahsoka didn't think to contact him on the fact that one of the Empire's greatest military geniuses could be potentially returning and may wreak havoc across the galaxy. A galaxy that Luke and the Rebellion and his friends worked so hard to free from the very same Empire this man is loyal to. You're telling me that Luke is, for whatever reason, just not available at this moment in time, that he's not willing to pause on his search for Jedi knowledge. He's not training anyone at this time. Grogu is learning the ways of the Mandalorian. Ben Solo is around 4 years old at this point, and we have been told that he starts his training when he's 10 years old. So Luke's not teaching him at all. We are certain of that. Even if Luke has several trainees at this point in time, at least mention the fact in the show that he's doing that so there's a justified reason why he isn't helping out Ahsoka. That Luke is following his instincts and must focus on training the next generation of Jedi and cannot shift his focus somewhere else. God. I may or may not make a video on my thoughts of Luke Skywalker as a character post Return of the Jedi. I'm thinking about it. Overall, the show Ahsoka was better than decent, but to say it was a good show would be disingenuous for me to say when I don't believe it. Last thing I want to bring up is just a small fitness update. In terms of weight, I'm the lightest I've ever been. In the 4 years I've been keeping track of my weight at 79.8 kilos or 176 pounds. From my heaviest being 92.2 and 79.8, pretty happy with that. 219 to 176 for US people. Also, I'm currently learning how to do crisscross for jump rope. I can do it, but not to the consistency I'd like. I think I'll get it down next time, hopefully, because God, it is really cool and you feel really cool doing it. Also, I've added backward jumps into the jump rope repertoire. Was a little weird with timing, but I got the hang of it eventually. Entry done now. We'll go cook dinner while watching Cinder and Buff Pup wonder if they'll press a button. I'm hungry and food calls. Also, this is the second longest entry. Food now. This journal entry was written on October 4th, 5 p.m.
Coming. This is it. They're here. I can hold them back. It'll just... No!